The Boy with the Catapult by Bhisam Sahni. The oddest fellow in our class was Bodhraj. We were all afraid of him. If he pinched anyone's arm, the arm would swell up as if from a snake bite. He was utterly callous. He would catch a wasp with his bare fingers, pull out its sting, tie a thread round it, and fly it like a kite. He would pounce on a butterfly and crush it between his fingers, or else stick a pen through it and put it in his notebook. He always had a catapult in his hand and was an excellent shot. His favorite targets were birds. You stand under a tree, take aim, and the next moment bird cries would rend the air and the fluff of feathers would float down. Or else he would climb up a tree, take away the eggs and destroy the nest. He took pleasure in hurting others. All the boys were scared of him. His pockets bulged with strange things. A live parrot, an assortment of eggs, or a prickly hedgehog. We had just moved into a large bungalow on the outskirts of the city. It had brick floors, high walls, a slanting roof, and a garden full of trees and shrubs. Though comfortable, it seemed rather empty and big. And being far from the city, my friends seldom came to visit me. The only exception was Bodhraj. He found it a good hunting ground. The tree has many nests. Monkeys roamed around, and under the bushes lived a pair of mongooses. Behind the house was a big storeroom. This room had become a haunt of pigeons. You could hear their cooing all day. Near the broken glass of the ventilator there was also a myna's nest. The floor of the room was littered with feathers, bird droppings, broken eggs, and bits of straws from the nest. My mother did not approve my friendship with Bodhraj, but she realized that I was lonely and needed company. My mother often told him not to torment birds. One day my mother said to me, "If your friend is so fond of destroying nests, tell him to clean our storeroom. The birds have made it very filthy." I protested. "You said it's cruel to destroy nest." "I didn't suggest he should kill the birds. He can remove the nest without harming them." The next time Bodhraj came, I took him to the storeroom. It was dark. It was smelly. I confess I was somewhat apprehensive. What if Bodhraj acted true to form and destroyed the nest, pull out the birds' feathers and broke their eggs? Bodhraj has brought his catapult. He carefully studied the position of the myna's nest near the ventilator. "The myna's little ones are out there," said Bodhraj, aiming with his catapult. I noticed two tiny yellow beaks peeping out of the nest. "Look!" Bodhraj exclaimed. "That is Ganga myna. This isn't usually found in these areas. Their parents must have got separated from the flock and come here." "Where are the parents?" I asked. "Must have gone in search of food. They should be back soon." Bodhraj raised his catapult. I wanted to stop him, but before I could open my mouth, there was a whizzing sound and then a loud clang as the pebble hit the corrugated iron sheet on the roof. The tiny beaks vanished. The cooing and tittering ceased. It seemed as if all the birds had been frightened into silence. Bodhraj let fly another pebble. This time it struck the rafter. Bodhraj was proud of his aim. He had missed his target twice and was very angry with himself. When the chicks peeped out over the rim of the nest, Bodhraj had a third try. This time the pebble hit the side of the nest, but the nest was not dislodged. Bodhraj lifted his catapult again. Suddenly a large shadow flitted across the room, blocking the light from the ventilator. Startled, we looked up. Gazing down at us menacingly was a large kite with its wings outstretched. This must be kite's nest, I said. No, how can a kite have its nest here? A kite always makes its nest in a tree. This is a miner's nest. The chicks began flattening their wings and shrieking loudly. We held our breath. What the kite do? The kite left the ventilator and perched on the rafter. It shook its scraggy neck and peered to the right and left. The birds' frightened cries filled the air. The kite has been coming here every day, said Bodhraj. I realized why broken wings, straw, and bits of bird flesh littered the floor. The kite must have ravaged the nest of them. Bodhraj had not taken his eyes off the kite, which was slowly edging its way towards the nest. The cries rose to a crescendo. Bodhraj raised his catapult and aimed at the kite. Don't hit the kite! It will attack you! I shouted, but Bodhraj paid no attention. The pebble missed the kite and hit the ceiling. The kite spread its wings wide and peered down. Let's get out of here, I frowned. The kite will eat the little ones. This sounded rather strange coming from him. Bodhraj aimed again. The kite left the raptor and spreading its wings flew in a semicircle and alighted on the beam. The chicks continued to scream. Bodhraj handed me the catapult and some pebbles from his pocket. Aim at the kite. Go on hitting him. Don't let him sit down, he instructed. Then he ran and pulled up a table standing against the wall to the middle of the room. I don't know how to use the catapult. I tried once, but the kite had left the beam and flown to another. Bodhraj brought the table right under the myna's nest. Then he picked up the broken chair and placed it on the table. He climbed on the chair, gently lifted the nest and slowly stepped down. Let's get out of here, he said and ran towards the door. I followed. We went into the garage. It had only one door and small window. A beam ran across its white. The kite can't get in here, he said, and climbing onto a box, placed the nest on the beam. The miners once have quietened down. Standing on the box, Bodhraj had his first peep into the nest. I thought he would pick them up and put them in his pocket as he usually did. But after looking at them for a long time, he said, Bring some water. The chicks are thirsty. We will put it drop by drop into their mouths. I brought a glass of water. Both the chicks beaks open, were panting. Bodhraj fed them with drops of water. He told me not to touch them, nor did he touch them himself. How will the parents know they are here? I asked. They will look for them. We stayed in the garage for a long time. Bodhraj discussed plans to close the ventilator so that the kite would not be able to enter the storeroom again. When Bodhraj came the next day, he had neither catapult nor pebbles. He carried a bag of seeds. We fed the myna's youngs and spent hours watching their antics. Abridged and adapted from The Boy with Catapult by Bhisam Sahni. Thank you.